Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video for The Division. Now, if you missed last week's video, then I spoke about the origin of the virus and some of the information contained within the E3 newspaper. So if you want to catch up on some story stuff, then make sure you check that one out. But in today's video, I am talking about guns. If you guys do enjoy this video, then it would be really awesome if you could hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Now let's talk guns. What I wanted to do in this video is give you a quick overview of the currently known weapon types, and then begin building an actual weapons list based on what we've seen so far in game. The Division wiki does have a list of weapons, but some of those are speculation, so in this video I'm going to start building a list based around what we've actually seen in game and in pictures. Then, as and when we see more in future gameplay videos or trailers, I'll revisit this and continue expanding it, in the hope that we can start to build a more accurate picture of exactly what guns we'll be seeing in the Division. So, with that said and done, let's begin. First up, weapon archetypes. As it currently stands, based on the most recent build I played at E3, there are 6 main weapon archetypes: assault rifles, SMGs, DMRs, shotguns, LMGs, and sidearms. Now the first 5 fall into the primary and secondary weapon category. It seems that within those 2 slots, you are relatively free to equip whatever you like. For example, at E3, one loadout had a shotgun and an LMG, while another had a DMR and an SMG. So it doesn't seem like the Division adopts a Destiny-style loadout system, where certain weapons are restricted to, say, like the primary slot, whilst others are restricted to the secondary slot. It seems like you can mix and match these as you please. The only restriction comes in the form of the sidearm. These are the weapons that, again based on the build at E3, appear to have infinite ammo, and are your last resort when everything else is out. So in this slot, you can genuinely only hold sidearms. Now beyond these 6 categories, it is also possible we might see the likes of sniper rifles, or we could even see something like RPGs or grenade launchers, but as mentioned, I want to begin building a list based on what I have seen in game. It may well also be that sniper rifles or things with ranged scopes actually end up falling into the DMR category, and as such don't end up being a category on their own. Either way, with the weapon categories out of the way, let's begin building a list. Now I will say right now that I am not a gun nut, so while others may be able to see a gun and instantly know what it is, I for one tend to rely more on what I can physically read in game. So let's begin with the assault rifles. Firstly, if you cast your mind way back to the 2013 gameplay, you'll remember that when the agents work their way inside the police station and into the back room, one of them opens up a crate and obtains an MK17SR. Then, if we take a look at some of these shots shown during the ZBrush Summit, we have 3 more to add to the list. This first one is an M4 carbine. The second one here is an LVOAS, which is actually an M4 mod, so it's still an M4, but obviously a different style, which also does go hand in hand with the fact that the Division does support weapon modifications. And then this last one I originally thought to be an LMG based on the size. However, I actually ran this past my friend who's ex-military. Shout out to Charmin EX Soft for the help on this one. Find links to his channel and his Twitter in the description box down below. He said that while the size does make it look like an LMG, the actual model is most akin to that of an L85, which is actually the main assault rifle for the UK military. If you then take into account the digital pre-order pack, you'll remember that it comes with a hazmat outfit, a hazmat go bag, and a POF P416, which is also an assault rifle. Then finally, taking a look at the most recent E3 2015 gameplay, firstly you see the Arekkz here, wielding what is quite clearly, even for someone like me not too familiar with guns, an AK-47. And then lastly you have an ACR. This was not only part of the default loadouts for one of the playable characters, but it's also seen as a loot drop at various locations throughout the gameplay. You can see when the agents down an opponent, and they walk near the colourful loot drops, they expand, revealing what is actually contained there, and you can see an ACR. So, those are the currently known assault rifles. Now let's move on to SMGs. The first one we saw was way back in 2013 during the gameplay trailer. When you have a zoomed in look at the agent's gun, this is clearly a crisp Vector, and you then get to see it again in 2014. However, in 2014 the gun looks distinctly different, and that's most likely because it's got mods attached. Then as for the second one, if you look at this shot of the loadout screen, you can see there's another SMG in the primary slot. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to film, and at the time I was so excited to be playing that I actually forgot to take notes. However, my pal and fellow Division YouTuber Robbie from Open World Games kindly informed me that this was the SMG91, which you can actually just about make out from the blurred shot. He also did a video on weapons and loadouts, so I'm going to link you to that video, his channel and his Twitter in the description box down below. Make sure you go and subscribe and follow him if you're not already. Then moving on to DMRs. As it currently stands, we only have one, the M14. This comes as part of Megan, or the female agent's default loadout in the E3 build. She had an SMG primary and an M14 DMR secondary. And as far as the E3 demo goes, this is the closest thing you're going to get to a sniper rifle. Moving on to shotguns, another one of the E3 loadouts, this time came from Bronson. He had a shotgun primary and an LMG secondary, and the shotgun in question was the M1014. However, if we take a look at another one of the weapon images from the ZBrush Summit, you see this one here, which I believe is the Moss 500. Now that's it for shotguns, so after that you have LMGs. And right now we've got two. The first one is the one you saw looted from the chest in the E3 demo. This is the M60E4. It was a legendary weapon and was the main item you needed to extract in the demo. However, when you get killed in game, it not only says who killed you, but it says what weapon you were killed by. So in this shot, you can see that the agent is killed by an M249 Para, which is the second LMG. This is the LMG that was part of Bronson's loadout, the one that had the shotgun primary and the LMG secondary. And then finally we have sidearms. There were three in total, the M9, the MF45 and the PX4. These were the ones used across all three loadouts in the E3 build. Now in addition to this, the loadouts also had gadgets and grenades, but those are a topic for another time. For the time being, as a recap, here is the complete weapons list as I have it right now. Now as mentioned, there could well be a couple of weapons that I missed from the E3 build, having not been able to take notes, but I will be at Gamescom next week and I should be able to play the same build again, so I will be taking some much more detailed notes this time round in an attempt to pick up anything I may have missed. There may also be a few other guns you've seen in ambient gameplay, but for the time being, I'm basing this list on what I've read and seen in game. So this is what I have. As and when I do find out more, or we see more weapons in the future, I will revisit this video and expand the weapons list so that hopefully we can begin to paint a more accurate picture of the range of guns available. What's more, if you've seen any weapons or know of any that are confirmed that I've missed, then by all means let me know in the comments down below and I'll be sure to include them next time round. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, a like would be super appreciated, and take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.